Before we begin, take a second to subscribe if you love stories about rare coins, history, and hidden treasures that could be sitting right in your drawer or collection. Because today's coin might just change everything you thought you knew about pocket change. Now let's dive in. Imagine holding something in your hand that's more than just metal. Something that carries weight far beyond its physical size. Something that speaks of history, heritage, and hidden fortune. This is not just a coin. This is a story carved in silver. The 1 rand coin, minted in South Africa in 1966, is not your ordinary currency. For some, it was just loose change. For others, it was a national symbol. But for a rare few, it became a treasure worth millions. It was a time of transition in South Africa. The nation was changing, and so was its currency. The rand was relatively new, having only replaced the South African pound 6 years earlier in 1961. This particular 1 rand coin, struck in 1966, was part of that early wave. But it stood out. Why? Because it was the last year that these coins were minted in 80% silver before the switch to less valuable metals. Older gentlemen watching this will remember the weight of real silver in their hand. That cool touch, the shimmer that didn't fade. It wasn't just currency, it was substance. It had presence. And in 1966, that presence was still alive in the rand. The coin features Jan van Riebeeck on the obverse, the man considered by many as the founder of Cape Town. A historical figure tied deeply to the roots of the country. His image gives the coin an anchor in time. Flip it over, and the reverse shows the elegant springbok, leaping across the plains. A national symbol of grace and strength. Simple. Proud. Powerful. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. This coin wasn't just made for circulation. Some versions of the 1966 1 rand were minted as proofs, pristine, specially struck versions made for collectors and dignitaries. These proof coins were never meant to rattle around in pockets. They were meant to be preserved, admired, and passed down. Only a limited number of these proof coins were ever made. And among those, an even smaller handful survived in immaculate condition. Over the decades, many were lost. Some were melted down. Others simply disappeared, tucked into drawers, forgotten by time. And yet, a few remain. And here's where fate takes a turn. In the world of coin collecting, rarity is king. But rarity alone doesn't bring value. You need history. You need condition. And above all, you need a story. This coin has all three. The story of a nation mid-transformation. A coin made of nearly pure silver. A relic from an era that's slipping further and further away with every passing year. Collectors know this. Investors know this. And they're watching. Now, let's step away from just history for a moment. Let's talk about the men, perhaps like you, who held these coins as young boys or as soldiers, workers, travelers. Maybe it passed through your hands in a shop. Maybe you tossed one into a drawer and never gave it a second thought. But what if that very coin, lying forgotten, could now be your ticket to something incredible? It happens more often than you think. Because in recent years, interest in African numismatics, the study and collection of currency, has exploded. As collectors search the globe for coins with deep stories, the South African 1 rand has emerged as a hidden gem. Especially the 1966 edition, because it's from the silver years. Because it's old enough to be rare, but new enough to still be out there. That's the sweet spot. Now, here's the moment you've been waiting for. Among those limited 1966 1 rand coins, a few have been graded by expert certification services as being in near-perfect condition. These top-tier examples, proof coins with flawless detail, untouched surfaces, and silver content intact, have started making waves at auctions. One particular specimen, privately held for decades and recently revealed to the public, has now been appraised and valued at a jaw-dropping $4 million. That's right. $4 million, not because of some gimmick. Not because it's made of gold. But because of history, scarcity, demand, and condition, all coming together at the perfect moment. So what does that mean for you? It means now is the time to check your collection. Dig through those old boxes. Ask your father or grandfather what they held on to. Because that silver coin from 1966, that piece of your country's past, might just be worth far more than you ever imagined. And even if you don't find the $1 million version, owning a piece like this is something to be proud of. It connects you to your roots. It tells a story. It carries weight, not just in grams, but in legacy. Men of a certain age understand this better than anyone. Things used to be built to last. Coins weren't just numbers, they were symbols. Symbols of value. Of trust. Of time. So if you have a 1966 1 rand, especially in great condition, hold on to it. Get it appraised. Protect it. Because whether it brings you riches or simply pride, it's worth far more than just its face value, and if you don't have one, it might be worth hunting for. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, we've got more hidden treasures to uncover, more stories to tell, and maybe, just maybe, the next $1 million coin could be sitting in your pocket right now. Stay sharp. Keep collecting. And remember, history rewards those who pay attention.